Hello and welcome to our first ever game review on Some Nerdy Arguments. The honor of our first review goes to Hobble, an isometric 3D adventure game from Runic Games, the guys behind the Torchlight series. You play as an unnamed red-hooded figure who is instructed here and there by a robot to raise land masses, refill rivers, and power everything on in the world in order to remove a massive amount of purple goop and retrieve some engine cores that will help you reach your final destination. Graphically, it definitely looks like the guys behind Torchlight did this. Even when they put you in something resembling a post-apocalypse, they still find a way to make it look all vibrant. That's not to say I didn't like the visuals, I absolutely did. As a matter of fact, the developers put in spots for you to admire the visuals. Or maybe just get the achievement for finding those spots. Either way, it's all good. The atmospheric music was alright for what it was, going the same route as Zelda Breath of the Wild from earlier this year. Again, it was alright, hitting all the usual notes like being soft and slow for the most part and picking up in volume and tempo during battles. The only real issue was the lack of a theme during the ending credits. Gameplay was solid, swordplay was basic but did enough to get you to the end. Dodge roll is also given to you for defensive purposes. Combat is also augmented with a mechanical arm you're given by your robot buddy earlier in the game. With a couple upgrades, the arm can not only punch your enemies, as well as walls and other specific points in the game, but can be used as a shield for protection. As this is an adventure game, let's talk about how you'll be adventuring. Thanks to your new arm, you'll be able to push and pull blocks to reach new heights or power certain parts of the world. There will also be a number of buttons to punch, switches to turn, and cylinders to spin to just the right point that will allow you to raise up portions of this land. Part of this will be to gain access to other parts of the land, and other times will be to do things like pump water through a river. There are collectibles you can find throughout the land, including hearts from plants to grow your health, energy cores from dead robots to increase your own energy, and butterflies that can be used to create new wardrobes for the main character. You'll also find old swords from time to time, presumably... Actually, that might be a bit of a spoiler, so I'll refrain from that thought. The point is that you'll be able to upgrade your starting sword 3 times. Or you could just ignore that last paragraph to accomplish the Bravest Soldier achievement, wielding the basic sword and arm with non-workshop upgrades and your starting health and energy. The collectibles you can't skip, however, are the sprites that help you rid an area of purple goop and the engine cores. The cores are needed to reach the final area of the game, while the sprites will give you one of the cores as a thank you. Overall, this game is good, but it seems like it's missing something from pushing it past that good mark. Maybe it has to do with the fact we've seen this game done better. This year, even. When you hear the phrase atmospheric adventure game, there'll be at least 2 games you'll think of. First is the previously mentioned Breath of the Wild, the Game of the Year contender for this year. The other main one is probably one you thought about when you first saw the red-hooded figure, Journey, the 2012 Game of the Year at the DICE Summit and finalist at the VGAs. When you put it up against those 2 standard bearers, Hobble simply hobbles. But don't take that as me telling you not to buy this. This is a perfectly competent game, consistently getting performance updates since release a few weeks ago, and I had a good amount of fun for my 10-hour run through the game. Hobble is available on PS4 and PC through places like Steam and GOG.com, retailing for about $20. If you want to score out of 10, it's a 7. Again, good, but missing something that could push it to great or even phenomenal. If you want a recommendation, here it is. Unless you are burned out by this style of game, go and buy it. Or at the very least, wishlist it and wait for a sale. And that's our review of Hobble. If you liked the video, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have some critiques of the video or recommendations for games, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm Jeff from Some Nerdy Arguments. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.